Welcome to this episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess. I'm Eric.
And I'm Angie.
We are married with a ton of kids.
We have 6 kids total. He has 3 and I have 3.
My name's Hallie and I love riding horses.
I'm Lexi and I love agriculture.
My name's Carter and I love eating.
My name's Chase and I love lifting weights.
My name's Summer and I love spending my parents' money.
I'm Dane and I love baseball.
Our show is about our blended, blessed, and always a mess life. And our hope is if you find yourself in the same situation we are in, that by sharing our story, all the fun and all the mess, the challenges we are experiencing, it will give you some inspirations, laughs, and community, knowing you are not alone in this mess.
We appreciate you spending time with us. Let's dive in.
Welcome to this week's episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess, where over the last several weeks, we have been talking about exciting potential surprises that we wanted to share with you that Angie and her sister Jessie have been working on, and they are finally ready to share what's going on. So first, I'll have both of you just talk a little bit about yourselves and your relationship growing up as sisters, because I personally know from Angie's point of view how important Jessie is to her. She shared that with me one of our very first dates. And so I'll let you guys just talk a little bit about the two of you and your relationship.
Well, I would say that although we're sisters, there's a whole other level of our relationship with me being 11 years older than Jessie. And so there's almost, in some aspects, a mom-daughter relationship a little bit. Like, I remember taking care of her so much when she was a baby. Like, can you imagine being 11 years old and you have this like baby doll to play with? I mean, it was
a real baby doll.
We had a fight over her because of just being in a large family. So my mom, our mom, would say that thank God she breastfed, because that was the only time she was able to even hold Jessie as a baby.
That's why she breastfed me till I was 5.
Yeah, I mean, it was
It was
a little long. It was a little
60
long,
months. How long? How old would she say she is? Oh, she's 60 months. So
Yeah.
she's 5. Okay.
Yeah. But we've always been close.
Yeah.
Well, then, with that being said, I know Jessie, obviously everybody that listens knows how deeply Angie has hurt since we lost Hallie, but also how close they were. But, you know, you guys had a really special relationship. And so this has been really difficult on you over the last 2.5 plus years, because you and Hallie had a unique relationship. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Gosh. I mean, from when Hallie was born, I mean, she was, 7th grade maybe when she was born. So I babysat her that first summer and pretty much every summer after that till she was old enough to stay at home by herself. So I feel like we got pretty close. And I was at Angie's house all the time growing up. I mean, I had friends over. I'd have friends over at Angie's house. I mean, so just we were together quite a bit growing up.
From my time knowing both of you, you seem to have the same sense of humor and antics. And maybe what I'm learning is that Hallie got a lot of that from you, Jessie. Perhaps.
Poor thing.
Well, so let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. You girls have decided to go into business together. So tell everybody what you're doing, and then we'll dive right into that with the inspiration and vision behind it.
Well, I think Jessie and I, although we do different things from a career perspective, we both have a lot of similarities in that we want to help women feel beautiful, lift them up. And I've always been passionate about that, but limited on how to do that. Being in the tech industry, you know, I have quite a few females on my team, but across the board in my entire career, there's not been a lot of female leaders in this space. And so, you know, I've tried to create space for them, create different groups that show that connectivity with women to lift them up, to know that they can do anything that they set their mind to. But outside of that, especially after losing Hallie and knowing that she struggled with her worth, it was like there has to be something else that I can do. And so my mind was already spinning in that aspect. And then just,
I mean, I've been in the beauty industry for 17 years. So I feel like it's a shift, but a shift into fashion where you're helping women feel beautiful. It's just a little bit different version of it with a boutique versus how they feel when they get their hair and makeup done and nails done.
So
we were just sitting at a ball game.
Yeah, football game
Where we were just talking about like what can we do, and we both love to shop.
Yeah,
we both feel like we have good style, and so we've already started kind of experimenting with dressing people and picking out outfits for people, and there's just this magic that happens when someone puts on an outfit that they love, that they feel confident in. And so it was like, let's just do it. Like, F it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Why not? And we can do it on the side and continue what we normally do day to day. But it's basically, let us shop and put outfits together for you. But we want it to be with purpose, with meaning. And so we've also spent a lot of time trying to figure out that aspect of it. So it's more than just like, hey, come shop online or, down the road in our store type of thing, that there's a purpose behind it.
yeah, so let's talk then about the purpose behind Seven's Boutique. That is the name.
Well, and that's the start of it, right? Is the name. And if you've listened to the podcast at all, you know that 7 is a very significant number for all of us. It continues to pop up. I mean, weekly is a number 7, some sort of significance. And in the Bible, 7 means completion. And so connecting that with our mission around a completed look, a completed feel, a wholeness to your heart and soul. Like, there's so many different aspects of just the name. But then there's a mission behind it too. And Jess and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what's our mission statement.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about that.
So walk boldly, dress divinely, and know your significance. So it has a lot of meaning.
We came up with those 3 statements, which, by the way, end up being 7 words, and we didn't even plan it that way. But, there's not very many stories in the Bible around women. And there's one that stands out to me around the story of Esther, where she had to be brave to save people. And she was courageous. She was strong in the scariest of times. And I think in some aspects, that's part of our mission, is to show people that you can go through absolute hell, and come out courageous and stronger, even when everything's at risk. And that's the story of Esther. So with a little Chat GPT help, we took some words and some of Esther's story to try to come up with, how do we describe our boutique? And the first statement is walk boldly. And that doesn't mean you're going to feel courageous, doesn't mean you're going to feel bold, but walk boldly. Do it anyway. And we've talked about that on here. I think sometimes people think like, well, I have to feel bold to walk boldly. No, you don't. No, you can walk boldly and still be scared and still have fear. Like, that's the reality of how everyone feels. And then I think the second component of it, dress divinely, is not so much about what you're putting on the outside. It's what you're armoring up with and who you're surrounding yourself with. How are you dressing yourself and surrounding yourself with God, with people that lift you up, not tear you down? Like, dress divinely. Also, if you have a good fit, that's great too, And then the last thing is like a no-brainer. It's what we've been saying for a long time, is to know your significance. You better damn well know that you matter, because if you don't know your significance, you are going to betray yourself for love. You're going to go against your own self because you want love from someone else to try to fill some gap. And that's never a good situation to be in. So I think those 3 statements summarize everything that we want to accomplish when you walk through our doors, whether you're following us on social media or you're entering our online boutique or in the near future brick and mortar store.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a lot more purpose to it. Everybody wants to look and feel beautiful, right? You want to feel good about yourself when you get dressed, but to have a deeper purpose and meaning and why you're looking the way you are, I think sounds fantastic and women are going to love it. I would say just earlier you said when we were initially talking about this on the podcast, you said we both love to shop. And I just was ecstatic to know that instead of all the boxes showing up to my door coming out of my own personal account, that now there was this a legitimate tax write-off.
I think you
That-
meant our personal account.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I think it's fantastic that we are actually going to have a business that allows you to buy all kinds of clothes
And
and
I
it
get
runs through a business,
split the
both of
expense
you.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
You got another
your
one
husband,
You have another shopper.
sure you and Matthew's excited about it too, Jesse. So I
Yeah.
love that part of it. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Big fan. Got it.
with that being said, the last several months, you girls have worked a lot on different ideas and thought processes. What has working together as sisters been like? I've heard it said before, never go into business with family. And I've seen it work really well and I've seen it work poorly, but I know how close you guys are. So tell me a little bit about what it's felt like and how that's been.
Let you answer
It's been
that.
a struggle, I'll tell you that.
Well,
I know, right?
not
I
laugh
have to
as
work.
hard as
I have to work with her too.
It's not hard. It's been great. I mean, I feel like we work really well together, and that's not something I'm worried about at all. And shopping's easy, so
Yeah. I think
you both
we
have
both-
different skill sets that you bring to it.
Yeah, I think we both have a lot of strengths and they just easily complement each other. Whether it's, design aspects or our ideas are really aligned and our thoughts around business are very aligned. When Jess started her hair company, I helped her initially start her spreadsheet and how to track things. Because how old
Yeah.
were you?
21.
Yeah.
21.
And so I feel like we've always been in business together. Probably like 6 or 7 years ago, we started a kind of like an online presence around Be a Journey. And it was all about just life experiences and a very similar vibe that we wanted to create. And I think unless you're doing something that is purposeful, I think it's hard to keep something alive. But with this aspect of it and being fueled by the loss of Hallie and wanting to honor her and help women, I think we have the same mission. And then at the end of the day, if you're aligned on your mission and your strengths, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's actually fun.
Which should
To
be
take
what
what
it's
we
like to go to
love.
work.
Yes.
Yeah.
To do what we love and put it towards something with a deep meaning behind it.
So with all of that being said, I mean, talk then about how you'd like to use the boutique and the mission to just connect with community and other women. Or do you plan to do events or initiatives that would honor Hallie or other purposes, things like that? Talk about that a little bit if you would.
We have a lot of ideas. Nothing solidified yet, but I mean, we've probably thought of 10 to 15 different ways to give back to the community to help women in need, whether that's different organizations that are already established, or if there's something we create specifically for grieving parents, grieving moms. We're at the kind of storming and forming phase of it where we're throwing out ideas, but until we actually get the boutique going, I think that will just sort of present itself and we'll know it's the right thing. That's kind of what we've been doing with the boutique so far. We've been working on this for probably 8 months at least. And we're kind of just trusting the process, which I think that's the only thing you can do is trust God, trust the process. And things have just been like flowing. So it's like, okay, I know we're on the right track. And just knowing that there's going to be a big part of this as a give back, I think how that gets solidified, it's still in the future, but there will be a big aspect of it that is all about helping women. And just excited to have that interaction and connection with people when they want to follow us or when they want to connect with us or shop online.
All right. Has there been anything that has surprised either of you over the last several months while you're working together?
I would say, okay, so today was like our official first work day together. It's the 4th of July, and people were like all probably on the boat or grilling, and we're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to work together.
It's a girls' day.
It's a girls' day. So we had a rough start this morning, very rough start. You want to talk about your morning?
So my husband's gone traveling, had no kids at home last night. That was weird for me because I'm not at home by myself, but had to go feed the steers this morning. Try to have my hair look good for today because we were doing pictures and it's humid outside, so my hair gets real frizzy, but went to go feed them and open up the freezer door where we have our dry feed in to bring it to the steers, and there's a big freaking rat in there. I slammed the door shut and I smashed it. It got stuck under the hood and on the lid of the freezer door. Like, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah.
So hair is a little frizzy today. It had a little rough start, but we ended up, I was just a little late this morning. It's a little crazy
Had a
morning.
delay.
And
Then
I
your dogs
killed some animals
freaked
too.
out.
I started my morning and killed some baby birds, which if you know me, that's devastating because of the feathers matter and all of that stuff. But we have 2 wreaths hanging on our front doors, and there's a bird that keeps trying to build a nest, and Eric will get rid of the nest and the nest will come back. And so I could see that there was a little nest in there, but I wanted to go straight in the wreath because it was crooked. Eric didn't put it back on the door right. And I'm outside and I go to move the wreath, and there's eggs in the nest, and 2 of them fell out, and the one landed on my foot, cracked open, about made me cry. You could see the little tiny baby bird inside the thing. I'm like, oh my God. So she's killing rats. I'm killing baby birds. Plus, then when Jess gets to my house, she brings Willow, her puppy, and our dogs have not met. I have Polly. We want them to meet and play together. And I think we were both like frazzled from our mornings that she comes in with Willow, I have Polly, and they like, there was no like nice meeting. It was like, shit.
I told the girls, Carter was here. He was dying laughing. I felt like we were watching the episode of Step Brothers where they were trying to like identify their territory, and like our dog Polly was telling Willow, like, don't touch my drum set. That was literally what it felt like. Like, don't touch my bone. And then they had to get that all out of their system. So yeah. Okay. Well, that was good.
I like to sweat, and it made me sweat. Yeah. So like
but our day, what we had planned for our day was we started receiving shipments, and we were going to unbox it together, which is very hard for me to open the boxes without Jessie being here because I just can't wait to see the stuff that we ordered. So Jess got here, we got through the dog attacks, and then we were able to start unboxing and taking pictures, and it was so fun. So here's my point. You asked me the question around a surprise. I am surprised at the quality of the clothes that we have ordered. It is nice stuff. So I cannot wait. We cannot wait to share that with you. If you want to go check out what we have so far, although this is just for our podcast listeners. So you're special if you listen to our podcast. You can go to sevensboutique.com and see our inventory that we have so far. And if you want to test us out and be our guineas, you can order online now. It's out there, but we're not publicly saying that. But that's my surprise. Aren't you surprised? Like, I guess we didn't know what to expect. We're new in all of this, but we've done a lot of research on brands, and we just ordered some things from these brands that we thought looked cute, but I'm shocked at the quality. It's high end. Yeah.
The pictures that I saw look really good. Both gorgeous anyway, but the clothes look great. And so I think people are really going to love it. On that note, every time somebody in my circle in Columbia ends up meeting Jessie, they're like, oh my God, could her sister look any more like her? Like, could they look any more alike? And I'm like, no, I'm aware. You've got like...
Which is a big compliment for me because I'm the old lady.
Yeah. So it does not surprise me that you girls have picked out amazing things to share with folks. Moving forward then, how do you guys hope that the boutique itself can help to advance Hallie's legacy?
Well, I think for me personally, I think people are afraid to say someone's name that has passed. And so I love it when strangers come up to me and say, I follow your story and I'm sorry about the loss of Hallie, or just say Hallie's name. And so if there is one thing that this boutique does, if it allows women to feel a little bit more confident or to think, hey, I can get through what I'm going through because Angie got through what she went through, or whatever that looks like, whatever struggle someone is going through, I want them to remember that, they can get through challenging times. They are significant. They can walk boldly. And it is all for Hallie. It's all for Hallie. And we say that all the time. It's all for you, Hallie. We're doing this all for you so that women, our message gets out there. It's also doing something that we love and passionate about, but it's all for Hallie.
Okay, and it's not just going to a website to buy clothes. Like, it's deeper than that. And so have you had any powerful conversations or moments with other women that have kind of affirmed why you're doing this and how your boutique will be able to do that in a deeper fashion than just, oh, I went and bought a piece of clothing?
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of conversations with people day to day when women are sitting in my chair and they may ask for clothing advice or, hey, I need to shop for this outfit. I'm going on a trip. Like, do you have any ideas on joggers I could buy, and giving them recommendations of things that might fit them or sending them the links. I mean, I will stop a haircut and be like, ooh, yeah, no, these Lulu joggers, you would love these. They have your length, send it to them. And then when they text me a couple days later and they're like, I love them. That is a feel good that they found something that fits them, that they like to wear, that they feel more confident in it, feel good. That I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say too, listen, we're not like model bodies here. Like, we've got curves. And so
that's what I love about you, honey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something I have to work on, is
Yes,
accepting.
She needs to accept how attractive she is.
It's the body shape. So what I'm saying is that when we find clothes that fit us good because we're not the size to no curves,
we got hips,
booties and all that stuff, that's worth sharing. And so there are times where I've thought like, well, should we do this? Should we not? And I swear to God, the minute I think that, I will have 3 or 4 people say, oh my God, I love your outfit. I love your style. And it's like, duh, okay, yes. Yeah. We will keep going down this path, because I think people relate more to curvy than they do, very straight, easy to find clothes. It's hard to find clothes that fit right. And I think you have to have a certain style and understand how to put things together that fit your body shape. And so that part I love too, when people are like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. And I will tell them exactly where I got it. Yeah. And it's not like prior to the boutique where I shopped high end. I think my most expensive brand that I like is Free People. And I like Aritzia and Aloe and Zara. So we're going to try to bring some of that style, but in a very affordable way. But I also love stuff from Target and things like that. So it won't be high end. It will be affordable, nice quality, fits curvy in all body shapes.
We're going to have very multifunctional pieces. You can mix and match.
I love it. I think, Ange, Ed Sheeran said it best when he said, I'm in love with the shape of you. See what we did there? Okay. But we don't have the rights to that for Seven's Boutique.
Sorry.
Seven's Boutique does not allow us to use that. We've not paid for those rights. So that's not an Ed Sheeran endorsement.
Eric sings to raise money for a grant for us.
Okay. Love it.
Who would pay money? Comment if you would pay money to listen to Eric sing to raise money for Seven's Boutique.
I would do that for the business. Yeah. Your mom just donated everything she had just for that. Yeah. Your mom did. She's my biggest fan. Okay,
real quick, I do have to tell a funny on this. So we were down in Florida last week, and we love to go watch Jared Herzog sing. He's so great, and we love him. He's like this nicest guy, and we always chat with him when we're down there. And so Summer was with us, And we go to this breakfast place where he sings, and he right away was like, Eric, you going to sing with me? Because Eric sang with him last time. And it's kind of like one of those things where you forget, like my kids, they hear Eric sing around here, around the house, and get super annoyed. But they, I don't know if they've really heard him sing other than our wedding, which that was 4 years ago. So, they were younger. I don't know if they really would resonate. And then recently you sang the national anthem at her soccer game and surprised her. But she was also almost like immediately embarrassed until everybody said, oh, he sings really good. Then I think she's okay. So she hasn't really heard him sing like that, like on a stage. And so he sings and he sounded amazing, of course. And Summer goes, he was actually good.
That was literally like, you were actually, I sang Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey, hard song to sing, and it came out pretty good. And she's like, that was actually good. Thank you.
I'm like, no shit,
Thanks.
Summer. He sings good. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed.
Now, if we start singing.
Yeah, let's try that.
Then my
baby got back.
And I'm in love with the shape of you. See, it all works. It all works. All right, ladies, before we wrap up, how can listeners find the boutique now? Talked about it briefly. Talk about your socials, where they can find you. And again, just listeners of the podcast right now are the only ones that can buy, because we've not done this big grand reveal anywhere or even launched our marketing plan yet, which definitely will not be putting both of you in front of a podcast anytime soon. So anyway.
Well, we're on Facebook.
That's an inside joke, all right, because it took us a minute to get started today. But all right, we're on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, Sevens Boutique. We're on Instagram, The Sevens Boutique. You'll know it's us because it's our picture. And then we're creating a TikTok account. And then obviously sevensboutique.com. And let us know what you think.
Yeah.
We're excited.
I think it would be great if people gave some initial feedback, right? You guys are just getting launched, and not the feedback of like, oh my God, I love it. It's a great idea. Like, go to the website, go to the socials, see what Angie and Jesse are doing, and then let them know. So because when you are doing that right out of the gate, you kind of get to feel like you're part of the building of Sevens Boutique as like number one customers right out of the gate. So we would love for people to do that. Don't you think, girls?
Yeah, absolutely. And then something else we didn't talk about that we're throwing around as a potential idea is almost like a service where we dress you if there's a certain occasion and you need some styling ideas, that type of thing, where there's kind of a one-on-one service offering. So I'd be curious to what our listeners think of that, if that would be of interest. So guys,
kind of a concierge.
Maybe, yes. It's fun.
I love it. Today, America, I love having you dress me. We even took Carter shopping this week in Florida, which was a big step for that. And I just think it's great significance. And here we are, opening up the boutique day one on America's 249th birthday. America, bitches. And here we go.
Getting ready to America, bitches?
I said America, bitches. Like it was a fun, yeah. And so, yeah, just want to make Jesse laugh. It worked. Hallie would have loved it, just so we know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She loved
4th of July. Love 4th of July.
So all that being said, I think it's really cool. Very excited for both of you to see where this goes. You do have a knack. Everywhere we go, people always talk about your style. I have a friend, Liz, that I work with, and she constantly wants to know where you buy your clothes, where you buy my clothes. Like when I told her what you were thinking, she's like, I want her to dress me. And so I think
we'll do that.
I think that is kind of the cool thing, and people are going to love it. So, all right, before we wrap today, each of you, something that you're grateful for.
Well, mine's a no-brainer. I am grateful for the belly laughs, to Eric's point. I don't think I have laughed this hard in a very long time, but for whatever reason, we got the freaking giggles and could not stop laughing. We probably had to start this podcast like 7 times over nothing. Just look at each other, start laughing, crying, laughing. So that,
I'm try to see if I can edit a clip of that.
Yeah, we'll
just
post
a small one to post for everyone on the socials, because it took us almost 7 to 8 minutes to get started because these two girls could not get it together.
There
wasn't anything happening.
No,
you guys were just laughing at each other.
It's been a long day. It started out rough. And then I also died laughing earlier when our dogs were together, because Polly got the zoomies and was running around like a mad woman. And so that also made me laugh. So I am grateful for laughs because that doesn't happen very often for me.
Jesse?
Because I'm dead on the inside.
I'm grateful this podcast is wrapped up because this is not my thing.
This is what I've been dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. And it is. It's true. I'm
You
gonna,
did so good, though.
yeah,
Nailed it.
look at him. Nailed it. Yeah. I've got 2 things that I'm grateful for. One, it is that the 2 of you are doing this because Angie, I know that since we lost Hal, you have been looking for a purpose to your pain. And I do think that Seven's Boutique with Jesse and you guys working together will be great for your heart. It'll be great for healing. It'll be great to help and heal other women, which is such a big passion of yours. So I'm grateful for that. 2, Jessica, I am very grateful for you because you, this entire grief journey, have shown up for my wife day after day after day and some of the most hardest times. And you don't even know you're doing it sometimes. You just do it because you love her and you miss Hal and you show up. And that's meant so much to us. It's helped me a lot to be able to be a better husband to my wife, to show up when I need to and know that I can count on you. And you're always helping me with gift ideas for her as well, which you're the best at that. So
because we like to shop.
Yeah, because you like to shop, but you're the best at that. You're the best at that too. So I am grateful for you and how you have shown up for both of us over the last couple of years. Really appreciate that.
Well, I have a lot of people that reach out to say, hey, my friend lost someone. I don't know what to do. And I always say you should chat with my sister. Like somehow she knew exactly how to show up and when and all the things, and it has been so powerful to know that you have someone in your corner that is always honoring Hallie, because that's your biggest fear, is that someone's going to forget. And Jesse never forgets. And that's why I have 0 concerns of doing a boutique, going in business with her, because we both know that we have each other's back without even really saying it.
My biggest concern was that she was still going to cut my hair because for the last, almost 6 years, Jesse's been cutting my hair. You can see if you're watching the YouTube how great it looks. People are like, you drive 50 minutes to get your hair cut every month. I'm like, yes, I do. It's the best haircut I've ever had in my life. So when you girls told me this, that was my only concern. I was like, who's going to cut my hair? It was a big deal.
Cuts.
Yeah,
kitchen cuts.
Yeah. So anyway, we got that. We got that. No. So we got that settled. And I was like, all right, now I'm in. I'm all in now that I know my hair's still going to be fine. So, all right. That is it for this week. sevensboutique.com. You can also find it on Facebook, Instagram, and get ready to launch the TikTok account as well, which I can't wait to see how that goes after seeing how this went today. That should just be
there might be a clip out there on this one.
Ooh-wee. All right. So, everybody, hope you've had a safe and happy 4th of July. I know not everyone is listening in America, but about 99.5% of you are. So I hope it's been a great one. With that being said, we hope you have a wonderful week and God bless. Thank you for listening to Blended Blessed and Always a Mess. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and at blendedblessedalwaysamess.com.
Reach out to us on any of our social channels. We would love to hear from you. Have a great week.